When you're embarking on a digital transformation, make no mistake about it, the cards are stacked against you. How do you mitigate risk? My name is Marcus Harris. I'm a software and technology attorney. For the past 20 years, I've been drafting and negotiating software and SaaS-related contracts and litigating failed software implementation projects in courts across the country. When you're about to embark on a digital transformation, the risk profile for these things is incredibly high, depending on what survey you're looking at and how they measure success. Some studies indicate that the failure rate of digital transformations is as high as 75%, meaning that only 25% are successful. I think when you're about to embark on your software implementation project, your contract negotiation, whatever it is, if you're getting into this space, you need to understand and really have an expectation that the implementation or integration of that project or product is going to take longer than you expect, maybe twice as long, maybe 3 times as long. You can't believe what the software vendor is telling you. It is absolutely going to cost more than you expect, maybe multiples of what you actually expect. I think it's unlikely, unfortunately, that you are going to realize all the business benefits that you expect to realize from the implementation or integration of that technology. And I do think that the likelihood that you're going to experience operational disruption during the life cycle of that integration project is incredibly high. And so the question is, how do you mitigate the risk? How do you minimize the likelihood that these things are going to happen to you? And from my perspective as a technology attorney, I think you really have to utilize the contract negotiation process and the sales cycle to your advantage. You really want to have clear and defined goals for the technology that you're integrating or implementing. I think if you're implementing technology for the sake of implementing technology because you want the latest and greatest, you're really setting yourself up for failure. You have to have, in addition to that, you've got to have clearly identified business requirements for the utilization of that technology in your business. There has to be a business case for it. You have to have an understanding of how long an implementation is going to take and how expensive it's going to be. I mean, simply put, you've got to have realistic expectations for the implementation and integration of that software product. And how do you do that? I think one of the ways to do that is really to benchmark, to utilize independent consultants, third parties, conduct reference checks to see how long other people in your particular industry licensing or utilizing this same product, how long it's taken for them and how much it has cost. You really do have to make an effort to diligently supervise the scope and the cost of the project. A lot of times in the failure lawsuits that we deal with, one of the issues is that the customer didn't adequately manage the scope and cost of the project, and instead they actually left it to the particular vendor to manage the scope and the project of the cost of the project for them, which I think is a recipe for disaster. You really do need to address with a high level of specificity and diligence non-technical resources, because I think those are oftentimes critical to success. And I've said it before in these videos, I've said it in presentations to technology groups, that these are not technology projects necessarily. Certainly technology is a key component of it, and that's one of the reasons driving the digital transformation, but this is a people project. And if you don't focus on the people aspect of the project, you virtually are guaranteeing that you're going to be part of that 75% failure rate. If you have any questions about anything that we've talked about in this video with respect to risk mitigation and digital transformation projects, feel free to reach out to us at taflaw.com. We'd love to talk to you and love to help you navigate your way through the process.